Hey, welcome to the Kript. Yeah, I'm Cooper. I live here, as does George. And my parents own this house. They have a mortgage on it. And here is the Kript. And I'm in a band called Faceless, and we play here pretty often. And I'm about to graduate MSU with a forestry degree and an urban forestry minor. And I am also the live music director at Impact 89. So I do a lot with bands around East Lansing. All right, this is the living room. All the magic happens downstairs, but this is where we actually live. My bedroom is right there. George's bedroom is right here. I've got my CD collection. I've had this for quite a long time. That's my parents' sound system. I set it up and our drummer was like, that's actually terrible. It's all echoey in there, but I have it going sometimes, and it's nice to be like centrally located for maximum listening, or annoying my roommates if that's what's happening. So we have basically turned this into a venue, and beyond living here with George and our other two roommates, we host shows from local bands. Everybody has been from Michigan, some from Detroit, mostly from Lansing and East Lansing, some from Ann Arbor, but we've had a dozen or so bands in to play shows, usually 3 bands at a time, and we get a pretty good turnout. And yeah, we've had like 130 people-ish here before, and we take admission and give the money right back to the bands, especially if they travel. That's a good fund to go towards. All right, this is where we actually have shows. This is where it happens. This is a drum kit that my drummer gave to me. His name's Trent, and he gave it to me for free, and I was amazed by that because he just has so much equipment. But we sometimes backline this and let the bands that play here use it. It's kind of a beater. It's not great. The toms don't really actually screw in. Look, there's a dent in the kick drum from this one moving around a whole bunch. But yeah, and I don't have a snare drum. There's a broken one back there. Another broken one somewhere around here. Let's see, we've got our set list wall. So this isn't exclusively people who have played here, but set lists that we've picked up throughout the 2 years have gone up here. Let's see. This is from the Kript. Scooter and Liam band at the Kript. These pink ones are from Dad Caps and Final Boss Fight, because we're big fans of them. No Problemo as well, the Holy Trinity. This is from our bassist's first band, and they're like one of 2 shows. And then this is from a JPEG Mafia concert where he didn't actually show up. We did our first just purely hosting show about a month ago. And beforehand, it wasn't like we were forced to. Like, it was just nice to have our own venue to play, since half of our band lives here. So yeah, this will just be the second one in Kript history to do just the hosting and not playing as Faceless. So pretty recently, and it kind of takes the responsibilities off our hands of trying to do everything at the same time, and trying to play and also man the door or find somebody to man the door, because often we have somebody walking around and we're like, hey, we didn't think about this earlier, and can you do this for us? Because we're very busy. And now we get to film a documentary too, in the time that we're not setting up. Yeah, this was here when we moved in. It was a chalk wall, but it was blue. It was like a royal blue, and it was kind of also ugly in my opinion. You can see it showing through just barely in some of the edges. But we repainted it to black chalkboard. So as you can see, there's stuff on here that does not come off underneath, and that was the chalk markers. So if you have a chalkboard wall, don't use chalkboard markers because they do not come off. So we just have whoever's around add what they want. And we've got some good artists and some pretty boneheaded explicit artists that have graced our chalkboard wall.
I'm George. I live here. Me and my housemate Cooper, we've been putting shows on here for coming up on 2 years, maybe like a year and like 2/3, give or take. It was I'm in a band called Faithless. A lot of the times when we would put shows on here, we would play it. Tonight is an exception. Very excited. The first one we ever did it was me, and it was just Faithless, and it was like literally like 10 to 15 of our friends. Nobody was there. And we just played through a bunch of stuff because it was Trent's birthday. So it's actually a pretty cool story. I am on like this Discord server for the MSU Casual Music Club, and the drummer of my band had sent out a message, and he said, "Hey, does anyone want to be in a band? I like Electric Wizard," and maybe he mentioned Tool as well. Tool was like his main thing. I would be shocked if he didn't. But I said, "Man, I like Electric Wizard. Yeah, sure, I'll show up." And our bassist replied too. And we had another singer answer, and he wasn't really a great fit. Ended up with this other guy, this friend of our drummer's, and he was cool, he was a good guy, but also just didn't end up working out. So for a while, we were like an instrumental three-piece. We were like, we need a singer, please, 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 please. And Cooper was like, yeah, sure.
Hello?
Hey, Mom.
Hey.
What are you up to?
Not much. Just
Sweet.
Entering some palette stuff in the spreadsheet.
Nice. Sounds
exciting.
fun.
Yeah, what are you up to?
We are actually filming a documentary.
Oh, you are?
The one that I told you about.
How did you feel when you first found out about what he had been doing here?
I'd say it was maybe some mixed feelings. As the responsible homeowner, just thinking about having too many people in a rental home and violating East Lansing regulations, because those are pretty strict. But I do feel like Cooper has been pretty responsible with how he's handled that. And I think that's a really cool outlet. I mean, we love that he loves music and that he loves to bring people together. That's really cool. And he makes people take their shoes off, so we're all set.
Uh-huh.
Are you Cooper?
Yes. Emo night at the Kript, number 8.
This is the sickest set I think we played in a minute.
That was a lot of movement.
There's a lot of movement. We like to see that.
Your 72-hour Kript is the greatest place in East Lansing, and the people who run it are the greatest names in East Lansing.
Perfect.
Facts.
The set was awesome. Felt good. This place rocks, dude. This place fucking rocks.
That's my girlfriend.
It was great.
Chilling, man.
Yeah, so cool. Dehydrated. Probably hurt my knee.
Record turnout. I think bags were great. You did great. I don't know. I'm very pleased with the way everything turned out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we'll still be here. We'll be living here next year. And you can look out for shows here on Fridays and Saturdays in East Lansing with killer bands.
Killer band.
Bands that will kill you.
They're gonna kill you.
It's a Sunday night.
I'm just repeating what he's saying.
I have to confirm that one.